pwedeng magkaroon ng infection fatality talaga in animals. Prevention is love and preparation is protection. Inspiration ko din ang mother ko. May love ako sa iyo. Kala ko pag-ibig mo ay tunay pero hindi nagtagal, lumabas din ang tunay na kulay.
Petmara Podcast.
What's up for parents? Welcome to another episode of the Petmara Podcast. Oh my gosh, this is our Season 3, Episode 2. Wow! Oh my gosh, we've been doing podcasts for so long. At marami na tayong mga fur parents na nakasama sa podcast na to, and we are very, very, very happy sa mga naging response ninyo. We're very happy sa mga comments ninyo sa iba't ibang mga platforms. We have our TikTok, we have our YouTube, sa Spotify. Ang dami nyo mga comments na mga pinapadala sa amin, and therefore, nagkakaroon tayo ng marami mga episodes like this one. In this episode, this is very special because the summer season is coming, and kailangan natin as a responsible fur parent, kailangan natin mapangalagaan ng mga fur babies natin. So we'll prepare for you sa mga discussions natin ngayon, yung mga preventive measures that we can do. Ano nga ba yung mga dapat nating pangalagaan, mga dapat nating malaman ngayong summer season, as well as special topic of spaying and neutering, and as well as anti-rabies. Nandun na rin, papasukin na rin natin yung mga topics about sa mga ticks and fleas, preventions, at marami pang iba. So kung nandito ka, isa kang fur parent, o bago ka pa lang na mayroon kang alaga mga fur babies, para sa iyo ang podcast na to. Yes, joining us on this very special episode is the former president of the Philippine Veterinary Drug Nutrition Association. So without further ado, Doc Pierce.
Hello, good morning to everyone. Good day.
Good day. Grabe naman, we are honored. Sinamahan tayo ni Doc Pierce. Yes. Maraming salamat, Doc Pierce. We know naman that you're very, very busy, at maraming salamat na nandito ka para i-share yung expertise mo. Yes. Years of experience.
Yes, anything para makatulong to provide knowledge.
Doc, I just wanna ask, kailan ka naging president ng PVDNA?
2024, 2 years ago.
I think, Doc, that was the year as well na nag-introduce, or I think it's 2025 na in-introduce din si Petmara.
Yes. Member ng PVDNA, si Petmara.
Yes.
2025 sila nagpa-member. Yes.
Member lang naman ba po si Petmara ng PVDNA?
Kapag PVDNA kasi, ibig sabihin nun, all your products are registered.
Yeah.
So, yes, regulated.
Ano bang kinaibahan, Doc, ng PVMA and PVDNA, because it's kind of confusing din sa akin.
Okay, PVMA, Philippine Veterinary Medical Association. Lahat ng mga veterinarians, licensed or non-licensed, member ng PVMA. Ang PVDNA naman, Philippine Veterinary Drug and Nutrition Association, are importer, distributor, or manufacturer of veterinary and nutritional products or mga companies ang mga member nito. Like si Petmara is a company. Member siya ng PVDNA.
Yeah.
Ako, as a veterinarian, member ako ng PVMA. Yung company ko, member ng PVDNA. So, ayun.
PVDNA yung products.
Yes.
Vets.
Kami mga veterinarian association.
PVDNA naghahandle
Ting!
Madami pang association.
Yeah.
Aside sa PVDNA, yung like si PAHA, PCPP, mga affiliate members ng PVMA. Pero lahat kami under PVMA talaga.
Yeah. Anong, Doc, yung something pa na parang once you are a member of the PVDNA, what is something that a fur parent should know? Parang, okay, kapag PVDNA member ang isang product or isang company, pet-related product, what is something na unang-unang dapat malaman ng isang fur parent?
Well, kasi kapag PVDNA, ang members nito are importer, distributor, manufacturer of veterinary and nutritional products. Sa PVDNA, hindi ka basta-basta pwedeng maging member sa PVDNA kasi kailangan all your products are registered either sa BAI or sa FDA. Ibig sabihin nun, dumaan sa tamang process ang mga products natin. So, registered ito. Legally, yes.
Legally. And so with that said, ibig sabihin, Petmar products, which is what we're presenting here, is that
Yes.
it's safe for your fur baby, dumaan siya sa legal at meron siyang mga certifications.
Yes, correct.
I love that. Alam mo, Doc, hindi pa talaga yun yung pinaka-discussion natin. It's just the introduction. Pero we'd want to know as well, Doc, kung sino nga ba si Doc Pierce. So
Okay.
let's get to know more of you, Doc.
Ayan, good morning nga to everyone, to our viewers. I am Doc Pierce Ryan Occidental. I am a former faculty member of De La Salle Araneta University. I am also a former practitioner in companion animal. And right now, I am in Vet Health Corporation. I am the operations manager. I am the past president of the Philippine Veterinary Drug and Nutrition Association, proud. And I'm also the 2025 most outstanding veterinarian in veterinary enterprise.
I love that.
Yes. I was teaching veterinary parasitology 2015 to 2019. I think 2017 or 16 ko naging student sila Doc Rob, sila Nikki, saka si Aid.
Doc Rob, Doc Nicky, and Doc Aid. Sila yung mga pinaka nagpa-partner with us, Doc.
Talaga.
Actively.
Nung nagtuturo pa ako sa school, stricto din ako eh. Talagang
Yeah.
gusto ko talaga i-test ang competence ng mga student.
Yeah.
Eh. So, ako pakiramdam ko yung mga nakakapasa sa subject ko talagang competent talaga yung mga
Yeah.
yan. Saka magagaling talaga.
Huhusay. I can
Oo.
attest to that,
So,
Doc.
dami nang minimemorize sa veterinary parasitology.
Wow. Huhusay nila, Doc. Kasi kapag every time, last time, I remember nagkaroon din kami ng podcast episode with Doc Nikki. And we tackled naman yung FLUTD, right?
Oo.
Yeah, with Doc Ann. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Doc Ann, Doc. But yeah.
Ann.
Ann Almazar. Yeah. Pero madami, Doc. Tapos na kami, si Doc Aid naman, si Doc Aid yung parang pinaka nagiging face naman namin
Oo.
here. So, we're doing a lot of advertising and si Doc Aid yung pinaka nagmumukha doon.
Oo.
Beauty queen kasi siya, Doc eh.
Oo.
Magaling si Doc mag-explain sa
Galing din nung Doc. Saka ano siya, tama ka. Pagka galing talaga sa'yo, sobrang solid,
Di
very
naman,
competent.
Kasi gusto ko talaga competent
husay
talaga.
nila, ang
Oo.
husay nila. Si Doc Rob, ang galing, ang lakas ng personality, ang galing magsalita. Doc Aid, ganun din. Doc Nicky, ganun din. Wow. Moving on ngayon, Doc, before tayo mag-deep dive into our topic, a little icebreaker tayo, Doc.
Okay.
Alam mo yung kanta ng, ano yung may mga pitik-pitik? Ano nga yun?
Naririnig ko yan.
Oh my God.
Friday to Saturday kasi nasa
Yeah.
Buskalan kami. So yung mga tao doon, lagi yun yung naririnig
mga
ko. So
Hawak
yung
mo.
mga local, hawak ko, iba pa nga yung
Yeah.
hawak ko yung brief.
Ayun, Doc. Ayun yung gagawin nating icebreaker. Doc, dahil dyan, ilang pitik ang kaya mong ibigay sa amin? Just kidding, Doc. Ano kasi, di ba, uso ngayon doon, ang dami tayong mga nakakatawang mga moments ngayon.
Oo.
Yung, you'll see it sa napakadaming mga platforms. Yung mga dance, ang dami tayong mga kwela. Pero yung mga ganun-ganun, tapos maraming mga pitik-pitik-pitik. Yun yung trending ngayon kasi, Doc.
Okay.
Pero hindi yung gagawin natin.
Ako, hindi ako
Ayaw natin mawalan ka ng lisensya.
Oo.
Paano ka like rap?
Alam mo ba, nanalo ako ng third place nung February sa Vet Got Talent sa PVMA.
Merong ganun sa PVMA.
Vet
May ganyan,
Got
may
Talent.
Vet Got Talent sila na ginawa last time. Di ba noong 93rd PVMA, meron silang
Yun
ginawa
kasi
na ganun.
yung ginawa
Pero
ko.
kailan yan, kailang conference yan, Doc? Yung nanalo
Ito
ka
lang,
na?
itong
93rd!
93rd, last
So, nandun ka rin,
month
Doc?
lang, nandun ako.
Ay, di tayo nakita,
Mas
sayang.
nakilala pa nga ako na nag-grab kesa nanalo ng outstanding veterinarian awardee eh.
Oh, well,
Nagulat ako.
Doc.
Sabi, Doc, ang galing mo naman nag-grab.
Yeah. May kesa dun sa may outstanding veterinarian.
Oo.
Mas na-acknowledge yung rap. Dahil dyan, sample.
Oy, grabe.
Sige na, Doc, kahit isang isang lapag lang, oh. Sample naman dyan, Doc.
May love ako sa iyo. Kala ko pag-ibig mo ay tunay pero hindi nagtagal. Lumabas din ang tunay na kulay. Ang iyong kilay mapagmataas at lagi namimintas. Pero sarili kong pera ang iyong winawaldas. Para kang Sphinx, ugali mo'y napaka-stinks. Kung hiyain mo ko, talagang nakaka-shrink. Girly pity bye-bye, don't tell a lie. Bakit mo ako laging dinideny all the goods I've done? Wala man lang recognition. Mahilig kang mangoleksyon, binalawala aking attention. Yung anyway, everyday, iba't ibang ang yung...
Hey!
Pero kinanta ko sa PBMA Bagsakan.
Oh, wow! Mas mabilis.
Oh, yeah, so...
Sige, Doc. Ito na lang siguro, para safe na lang din, para sa, of course, since you're a vet, a little bit of knowledge na lang din. We're gonna do an icebreaker, which is a fact or myth.
Okay.
Sige. So, sasabihin mo lang, Doc, is it fact or myth?
Okay.
Tapos a little bit of explanation.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Fact or myth?
Fact or myth, yes. Sige, first natin, Doc. Fact or myth? Indoor cats don't need parasite prevention.
Myth.
Yes.
Siyempre, ang cats need prevention. Kasi hindi natin malalaman kung kailan pwedeng magkaroon ng infection eh. Ayun.
It's a myth.
Yes, it's a myth.
Yes. Next, wet noses mean healthy dogs.
Myth din.
Mm-hmm.
Siyempre, it doesn't mean naman na kapag wet-nosed, healthy na ang animal. Siyempre, may mga several factor din naman na kung bakit dry ang nose pero healthy siya. Overall condition naman, always check kung lethargic ang dog or ang cat, loss of appetite. Yan ang mga unang signs na may infection or disease ang animal.
Mm-hmm. Next, fleas only live on pets.
Tick and fleas, ang ticks ay possible na meron din magkaroon ng carrier din siya ng diseases sa humans also. Pero not in the Philippines. Only in I think USA. Yung tick na species doon, carrier siya ng Lyme disease. Pero wala naman cases reported here in the Philippines.
Sa Philippines.
Then, ang ticks also are carrier of blood parasites. Ehrlichiosis and babesiosis. So, yung ehrlichiosis, ito yung parang counterpart ng dengue fever in humans. Then, ang babesiosis naman, we also have reported cases here in the Philippines. It affects the red blood cells of the animal. Yes. Tick, fleas,
That's why.
ehrlichiosis, babesiosis.
That's why ang deep ng conversation natin kanina dun sa may para...
Siyempre, hindi ko naman mention yung mga species ng mga tick ng mga Rhyphicephalus,
Hindi namin maiintindihan.
yung mga Dermaceto, hindi na niya alam yun.
Oo. Ako nga, ang pinakaalam ko lang yung... Ano may babiosis? Ngayon ko lang narinig yun, Doc. Babiosis. Vangarium laviosa. Parang... Harry Potter pala. Ang galing, mga ano pala, hanggang huhusay nila, Doc.
Kasi yung mga worms, yung mga helminthology yan.
Kaya, that's why, iba't iba talaga yung mga expertise ng mga vets talaga, Doc, no?
At sa veterinary medicine, talagang may kanya-kanyang specialization kami.
Yeah.
Meron sa companion animal,
Yeah.
meron sa poultry,
Yeah.
meron sa swine or sa baboy.
Yeah.
Iba't ibang specialization talaga.
Nakita ko yan, Doc, nung nag-join kami ng 93rd
Oo.
PVMA.
Oo.
Nakita ko, ay, ang dami palang classifications. Ang dami
Kasi
palang...
dati merong misconception na kapag vet ka, all around ka, lahat ng
Ay, yun din ang alam
general
ko, Doc, eh.
practitioner kapag tinawag na. Pero syempre, yung mastery,
Yeah.
iba, hindi mo...
Yung focus mo lang din doon.
yes.
Parang lawyer lang din. Nakafocus sa corporate, nakafocus sa ganun.
Yes, oo.
Ngayon ko nga lang nalaman din, pag sinabi bang companion animal, o baka hanggang ngayon mali pa rin ako eh. Pag sinabi bang companion animal, Doc, dog and cat?
Dog and cats.
Eh
Yes.
ano pa yung small animal?
Exotic animals. Ito yung mga exotic na mga snake, mga lizard.
Ang dami. Okay, next. All itching is a food allergy.
Myth. Madaming several factors for food allergy. Pwedeng bacterial infection, pwedeng fungal infection, pwedeng parasitic infection. Hindi lahat sa food.
Sa food.
Yes. Pwede ring several factors, environmental factors, like mga pollen, dust, and mold.
Lastly, fact or myth? Short-nosed breeds are more prone of heat stroke.
Fact. Yes. Ang mga short nose or they called brachycephalic. Yung mga dogs like yung mga pugs, yung mga Shih Tzu, mga bulldogs.
Yeah.
Narrower kasi ang mga airways nila.
Yeah.
Kumbaga pangu sila.
Yeah.
So that's why mas prone sila for
Heat
stroke. And also sa cat naman yung Persian. Kung titingnan yung Persian,
Yeah.
'di ba, medyo pangu
Yeah.
din talaga
Yeah.
siya. So, ayun. Sa cat naman, Persian.
Grabe namang icebreaker to. Icebreaker parang pero sobrang dami nating natutunan. So, you better catch up on this and make sure to click on the subscribe button and follow us because you'll learn more on this one. Okay? Now, we'll dive deep into our topic na talaga, Doc.
Okay.
Now, first topic natin is about yung mga preventive measures that we can do during the summer season. We all know naman na kapag during the summer season, which is tumutungtong siya sa atin sa Philippines, mga roughly around May, June, and July.
Yes.
July medyo nag-uulan na, pero during that time, medyo pa iba-iba yung season natin. Na, yun, may mga questions lang ako dito, Doc, but we'll start with yung mga heartworm disease. Is
Okay.
it really true, Doc, during the summer season, yung mga tag-init, na kapag during the tag-init season, mas dumadami yung cases ng mga heartworm disease?
Ang heartworm is galing to sa mosquito. So, hindi lang summer yan. All throughout the season. You were saying, kapag summer, mas common ang tick and fleas.
Tick and fleas,
Yes.
not the heartworm.
All throughout the season sa Philippines.
There's heartworm.
Kasi galing sa mosquito yan.
Yeah.
So, talagang one bite ng mosquito can transmit the larvae to the bloodstream. Then, it can affect the animal mga 6 months bago yung major effect niya.
We'll tackle later, Doc, sa may tick and fleas. But for
Okay.
now, let me just ask you, Doc, about sa mga heartworm disease.
Okay.
Since it develops dun sa mga like mosquitoes, how can we prevent yung mga dogs natin from having that? Dogs and cats natin from having that?
Yes, syempre, unang-una, medications.
Yeah.
Merong mga certain medications na binibigay ang mga veterinarians for prevention of heartworm. Pangalawa, syempre, galing nga sa mosquito. So we
Yeah.
should clean the surroundings sa bahay natin and sa labas ng bahay para to avoid the mosquito bite sa mga pets natin. So that's the two major factor na possible na galing sa heartworm.
Doc, I just have a follow-up question with that. Since it's coming from the mosquito, is it also possible na magkaroon siya ng cross-contamination dun sa human?
Rare lang ang cases in humans. But
Yeah.
yes, merong heartworm din ang humans, pero rare siya, rare.
Yeah. But it's still possible.
Yes.
So,
may heartworm ang humans din.
Yeah.
Actually, hindi lang cats and dogs ang may
Dogs, yeah.
heartworm. Even yung mga wild animals nagkakaroon din ng heartworm. Even ang chicken may heartworm din yan.
Yeah. So the key message here is that we have to prevent that from cleaning our households,
Yes.
from really cleaning and making our part na maging safe for everyone, not just for pets.
Yes.
Okay. Next, Doc. Is yearly testing still necessary even though the pet has monthly preventive medication?
Yes, oo. Better talaga na matest annually
Yeah.
ang mga pets natin for heartworm. Kasi hindi natin malalaman kaagad-agad. Kasi ang heartworm kasi, when a mosquito bites the pet, larvae pa lang yan. Magta-travel yan sa bloodstream. Then, ang maturity age niya para maging adult worm ang larvae na galing sa mosquito ay 6 months. So, yung first 6 months ng animal, hindi pa yan magbibigay ng clinical signs.
Yeah.
So, after 6 months, kapag naging adult heartworm na, yan na yan magbibigay ng symptoms sa animal. That's why, very important, again, prevention, medication,
Yeah.
and annual testing.
Yeah. And it's very alarming na doon siya nagkakaroon ng metamorphosis inside the body.
Yes, correct.
Wow. Okay, next, Doc. Do you think pet owners sometimes underestimate how serious heartworm disease can be?
Sometimes, so.
Yeah.
Kasi, like I said earlier, hindi mo talaga makikita yung clinical signs ng heartworm until nag-reach na ng maturity ang heartworm at nag-migrate na siya sa heart and lungs.
Yeah. Okay.
Kasi for 6 months, wala talaga siyang clinical signs eh.
Yeah.
So that's why nai-ignore minsan talaga ng mga fur parents natin.
With regards to the clinical signs, Doc, ano yung mga normal na dapat ano yung mga clinical signs na we're talking to?
Kapag may heartworm
Kapag
na.
may heartworm na.
Yan, umpisa niyan is parang nangangayayat yung mga pets natin.
Yeah.
Kasi meron ng dysfunction na sa blood flow. sa heart and lungs. Then, nahihirapan na sila huminga. Kasi, then kaya din pala pumapayat ang animals kasi wala na, yung proper nutrition ba,
Yeah.
hindi na na-absorb and na-digest because of the blood flow.
Yeah.
Then pangalawa naman, nahihirapan na, mapapansin nyo, nahihirapan na huminga yung animal, yung pets natin. Then, parang lethargic siya, madalas mabilis mapagod.
Yeah.
Hindi na siya yung usual na energy level niya.
Yeah.
Yun. That's why very important talaga na may prevention pagdating sa heartworm.
Yeah, but those signs, Doc, are just common signs that we normally see kapag may sakit yung mga fur babies natin, right? So it's really better if we just bring our fur babies para magkaroon ng conclusive.
Tama. Yes.
Now, it's about time that we tackle about yung mga ticks and fleas. Kanina na-mention natin na, okay, yung mga heartworm,
Okay.
it goes all throughout the year because it comes from the mosquito. Pero ang pinaka-malaking factor ng disease that we get normally during the summer season is the tick and flea,
Yes.
yung mga infestations. Now, Doc, let's talk about yung mga tick and flea infestations. Can that infestation lead to more serious health complications if it left untreated?
Yes, oo. Kasi ang tick is blood carrier sila ng blood-borne parasite
Yeah.
na tinatawag natin na dalawa in common sa dogs, ang ehrlichiosis at babesiosis. Yung ehrlichiosis, as I said earlier, ito yung parang counterpart ng dengue fever. It affects the platelets of the dogs.
Yeah.
So if left untreated, it can cause serious problems
Yeah.
and fatality talaga in
Yeah.
animals, as well as sa babesiosis kasi red blood cells are very important sa blood flow ng animal. So, syempre, circulation to. In counterpart sa humans, kapag syempre, it can lead to anemia.
Yeah.
And kapag left untreated,
Yeah.
di na diagnose, it can be fatal also in animals. Pagdating naman sa sa flea natin, kapag infested ang flea, na-ingest yan ng animal, ng dog. Possibility, magkaroon naman ng tapeworm ang dog. So, syempre, ang tapeworm is, it can disrupts the the digestive system of the animal. So, may mga complications din. That's why, very important talaga na to control the tick and fleas.
Yes. Speaking of control the tick and fleas, Doc, would you suggest na painumin yung mga fur babies natin ng ng mga tick and flea preventions like yung mga medications
Yes,
na binibigay ng mga
naman.
vets? Pero however, Doc, 'di ba kahit na merong mga tick and flea preventions, possible pa rin na magkaroon ng ehrlichiosis because that what happened to my fur baby.
Yes.
Ang nangyari naman sa kanya, nagkaroon siya ng ehrlichiosis.
Yes.
And then it's very crucial kasi ang nangyari sa kanya, nagkaroon siya ng fatigue tapos
Okay.
na damage even yung yung kidney niya.
Yes.
So, yeah, sige, can we talk about that, Doc?
Sige, good question. Kasi once ang animal na-infect na ng ehrlichiosis, kapag na-treat mo na siya, gumaling na siya, pwedeng bumalik ang ehrlichiosis.
Recurring.
Yes, nagre-recur talaga siya. Lalo na kapag na-stress ulit ang animal, bumabagsak ang immune system, nagre-recur talaga ang ehrlichiosis. Kahit hindi siya nakagat ulit ng tick.
Wow.
Yes.
So, how can I
Blood-borne
prevent that
parasite.
from happening again, Doc?
Syempre, annual physical check-up talaga
Yeah.
sa veterinarians. Like, sa atin, sa mga humans, di ba, meron tayong APE, annual physical
Yeah.
examination. Chine-check yung, natin, yung blood chem natin.
Yeah.
Better for the, fur parent at sa mga pets din nila na to check annually ang mga pets natin.
Yeah. Really alarming kasi since reoccurring siya, kahit hindi siya makagat pala ulit ng mga ticks or fleas, possible na bumalik ulit at magkaroon siya ng ehrlichiosis because lang na-stress.
Na-stressed, bumaba ang
Bumaba ang
immune
immune
system.
system.
Siyempre kapag once na-stress ang animal, walang proper nutrition,
Yeah.
doon naman talaga bumabagsak ang immune system nila. Same as a human, di ba?
Yeah. Nag-reoccur yung mga iba't ibang mga sakit once may sakit tayo.
Yes. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Once bumababa yung immune system
Yes.
natin. There. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Doc. Next natin, let's tackle about heat stroke and dehydration, which is most common normally kapag ka sobrang init. Not just in pets, even in human. Kahit actually this is especially in the Philippines na napakainit at very yung condition natin, yung weather natin is hindi natin maintindihan. There. Let's tackle what simple daily habits can prevent yung mga heat stroke and dehydration in pets, especially for brachycephalic breeds, senior dogs, and active dogs.
So, to prevent heat stroke, syempre, from the word heat nga,
Yeah.
syempre, morning, afternoon, and evening. So, every morning, syempre, dapat merong water sa natin, sa bahay natin. Then, syempre, avoid mo to walk around the dog. Dapat before 9 a.m. yung kasagsagan ng init, doon mo i-avoid na to have exercise or walk around. Then during the afternoon naman, syempre iba din ang heat index natin kasi sa Philippines eh. So pwede tayong mag-provide, again, ang water, dapat nandiyan talaga yan. Pwede rin tayong mag-provide ng electric fan para malamigan ang ating mga pets. Then during the evening naman, I would suggest na kahit hapon na, wag na muna natin ipasyal or i-walk around the mga pets natin.
Yeah.
Siguro kapag mga after 5 na yung talagang wala ng init. So, yun yung best way na to prevent talaga ang heat stroke.
Yeah.
And closely monitoring syempre talaga. As a fur parent, it's our responsibility talaga na to closely monitor ang ating mga pets.
Doc, since we're talking heat stroke, ano ba yung mga early signs na so I'll figure out na okay, possibly meron ng my fur baby is having a heat stroke. Ano yung mga signs that I should look?
Okay. Unang-una, panting. Parang hingal ng hingal lang pet. Tapos matamlay or lethargic.
Yeah.
Yan, mga early signs na yan.
Yeah.
Yun yung mga pwedeng early signs.
Yeah.
Lethargic at saka hinihingal. Iba yung, tas nakalabas yung dila nila.
Yeah. May first aid ba ako na pwedeng gawin, Doc? Or kapag nangyayari na sa akin yon sa mga fur babies ko, I should bring my fur babies to the vet immediately?
I would advise, early signs pa lang ng heat stroke.
Yeah.
To avoid damage ng other internal organs, as early, kahit hindi pa malala, better na madala na talaga sa veterinarian.
Yes. So, I mean, if, naman,
lalo na sa old dogs at saka
Yeah.
sa brachycephalic
Yeah.
dogs, yung mga pango.
So, yes. So, it's our responsibility to get yung mga emergency contacts, especially
Yes.
yung mga near vets somewhere, your location. Follow-up question, Doc. What immediate steps should pet owners take if they suspect dehydration?
Again, kapag dehydrated na ang animal, pwede nating steps is magbigay tayo ng paunti-unting water sa mga pets natin. Then to check if dehydrated talaga ang animal, pwede nyong i-pull yung skin ng animal. Kapag matagal bumalik, ibig sabihin dehydrated. So, yun yung mga possible na pwede nating gawin kapag to check if dehydrated ang animal. Then, syempre, kapag suspect mo na dehydrated, syempre, again, magbibigay yan ng clinic ng signs na matamlay,
Yeah.
then walang gana kumain.
Yeah.
Talagang, I would suggest immediate na dadalhin talaga sa veterinarian to avoid more serious complication.
Also, Doc, can I also provide yung sa food nila, like yung mga lagyan ng wet food para to make it more palatable?
Yes.
Kainom sila ng
Lalo na
tubig.
ngayong summer. Pwede yung mag-apply ng mga wet foods. Kasi ang mga wet foods natin are ang moisture content yan, around 70 to 80% water
Moisture
yan.
content, water.
So, kahit pa paano, nakakatulong siya for dehydration.
True. Got it. Next naman, Doc, let's tackle about of course very common din yung skin allergies during the season, right?
Yes.
So let's tackle about that. How can pet owners tell if skin issues are just mild allergies or something more serious, and how can they prevent them?
Kapag ang allergies, kapag mild lang yan, makikita mo redness sa skin, tapos itchiness.
Mhm.
Ito yung two most common. Redness of the skin and itchiness. Mild to.
Yeah.
Pero pag serious na ang allergy, ito na yung natatanggal na yung hair, may hair loss na, natatanggal
Yeah.
na yung mga balahibo ng mga ating mga pets.
Yeah.
Secondly, kapag yung itchiness niya leads to nagsusugat na yung skin ng animal. So
Yeah.
yun yung mga serious na symptoms na for allergic reaction.
Yes, Doc. Also, marami rin siyang factors. It's not just food. It could also be the weather, di ba, Doc?
Yes, oo.
As well as may tendency din ba na magkaroon sila ng allergic reaction, Doc? Because bumababa din yung immune system nila.
Yes, related. Ang allergy kasi minsan, once na mababa ang immune system ng animals, natitrigger din na talaga ang allergy.
So marami ring mga factors that
Yes.
that we can consider.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Next, Doc. How important is diet and grooming in minimizing yung mga flare-ups?
Diet strengthens the body from within while grooming protects the skin and coat from external irritants. Yes.
Ganda nun. So it's the prevention from the inside and out. So it's very important yung diet nila para ma-prevent yung pagkakaroon ng mga infections or sakit mga sa balat.
Yes.
And as well as yung grooming para sa labas naman.
Yes, tama.
I love that answer. Okay, Doc. Next naman natin, it's about time to tackle about yung spaying and neutering
Okay,
plus
spaying and
yung
neutering.
mga rabies naman, yung mga
Okay.
vaccinations. Why do you think it's important, Doc? Not just sa mga summer season. Bakit sa tingin mo important ang spaying and neutering?
Okay, unang-una, spaying and neutering is very important. First, kasi sa atin sa Philippines, madami tayong mga stray dogs
and cats.
Then, syempre, to avoid mga unwanted pregnancy sa mga dogs and cats and dumami pa ang population ng stray dogs and cat, talagang advocacy namin mga veterinarians to do spay and neuter. Lalo na sa mga barangay, kung
Yeah.
saan madami talaga mga stray dogs and cats.
Yeah.
And, syempre, once na we control the population
Yeah.
of the stray dogs and cats, mababawasan din ang cases ng rabies. Kasi ang dogs and cats are carrier ng rabies.
Yep.
So alam nyo naman, ang rabies is very fatal yan.
Yep.
In pets and also in humans.
Yeah.
So ngayon, balik tayo sa dogs naman. And sa cats, why is it important ang spay and neutering? Aside dun sa mentioned earlier, overall health status ng dogs, sa neutering or yung sa kapon, it's important kasi to avoid testicular cancer and prostate cancer in dogs. At the same time, it's also important kasi there are certain studies na it could lead sa dogs na longer lifespan kapag na kapon sila.
Kapon.
Yes.
Yes.
Then, pagdating naman sa spaying sa female dogs, important din to kasi kapag hindi na spay ang pets natin,
Yeah.
common cases kasi sa atin sa Philippines ang pyometra.
Pyometra.
Ito yung bacterial infection sa reproductive system ng
Babae.
babae. So during nag-hit ang mga female, nagkakaroon din siya ng mga bacterial inside the body. So kapag hindi na control to, it could lead to pyometra. So ang pyometra is critical din to sa mga pets natin, sa mga female. Then syempre to avoid then uterine and ovarian cancer din
Yeah.
in pets.
So it's really good. It's not just to control the population. We can give our fur babies the best life as well
Yes.
as mas mape-prevent yung pagkakaroon ng mga sakit
Yes.
from having that.
Yes, mga
So, it's really good.
reproductive
Yeah.
diseases.
Yeah. Dok, kasi ang worry din naman normally ng mga tao sa Philippines, the mass normally, ang mahal kasi ng kapon. Ang mahal ang magpakapon, especially, where will I find yung mga libreng mga kapon?
Okay, sige. Good question.
Yeah.
From time to time, merong mga advocacy kami, as mentioned earlier, ang mga veterinarians. Like ako, sa association namin, sa PVDNA, we are partner sa Cavite na quarterly to conduct spay and neuter. And may mga partners din kami dito.
Actually, Doc, marami din eh. Like example,
Oo.
if I'd suggest, marami ring mga organizations, yung
Yes,
mga NGOs, like yung mga Philippine Animal Welfare Society, the
Yes,
PAWS,
oo.
they've been conducting this Locust Kapon.
Yes,
Plus
oo.
yung mga, even yung mga agencies natin sa mga barangay,
Yes,
they
oo.
do a lot of partnership with yung mga organizations para sa mga libreng kapon.
Yes.
So we just have to let our barangay
Yan.
health
Yes,
workers.
naalala ko na. Yung mga LGUs natin, may mga budgets naman sila
Yeah.
sa munisipyo na pwedeng mag-allot for the spay and neuter and
Yeah.
anti-rabies.
Yes. Plus, mas magastos actually kapag ka nagkasakit yung fur baby mo. At the same time, nakagat ka niya dahil dumami yung population, nakagat ka niya, may rabies siya, nagkaroon ka rin ng rabies, mas malaki yung gagastos.
Yes, oo. Mas magastos talaga.
Yeah.
Lalo
And
na
yung
pag nagkasakit.
once you have a rabies, Doc, right? Tama, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a doctor.
Yes.
Once magkaroon ka ng rabies, walang cure yun.
Yes, walang cure, 100% fatal talaga.
Yeah.
Sa pets and sa humans.
Sa humans.
Talagang...
So it's really the word, yung sinasabi nating prevention is better than cure applies in here.
Yes.
Really. So, ipa-neuter po natin yung mga fur babies natin, ipa-spay po natin sila kung ayaw po natin silang magkaroon ng sakit at kung ayaw natin silang dumami ng sobrang dami, mapabayaan natin, makahawa, magkaroon ng rabies, makakagat, pati ikaw po makagat at magkaroon ka din po ng sakit. So, yeah. I mean, I'm just listening to our
Goal talaga, advocacy ng PVMA.
Yeah.
Ng Philippine Veterinary Medical Association, advocacy ng president namin ngayon would be rabies-free by 2030. Sana ma-achieve natin, ayun.
Yes. Yes, yes. And of course, our government. I mean, gusto ko rin sabihin sana to. Sana magkaroon tayo ng mas marami pang ganitong mga platforms. Or even our government, sana magkaroon tayo ng marami pang mga projects sa mga barangay para mas, alam mo yon, hindi na mahirapan yung mga fur parents natin na merong simpleng fur baby gusto mag-alaga, Doc. Alam mo yon.
Yes, ginagawa natin talaga yan.
Yes, sana magkaroon pa ng marami mga projects, ng mga initiatives sa mga barangay natin para sa mga low-cost kapon or mga libreng kapon.
Magkakaroon talaga yan.
Yeah.
Kasi just recently, if you are familiar with the Animal Industry Competitiveness and Development Act, ito yung law na may isa batas na this year, pinapublish lang.
Yeah.
May nabigyan ng budget ang Bureau of Animal Industry
Wow.
para may allotted budget talaga for the animal welfare sa division ng BAI. Para at least more budget, mas madaming matutulungan na mga provinces and
Wow.
LGUs.
And it's really good thing, Doc, that we're tackling this kasi nagkakaroon kami ng knowledge din.
Yes.
Even yung mga viewers po natin dito na okay, meron ng isinasa batas na mga ganito or it's still a bill, Doc. Pero merong isinasa batas na mga ganun para sa animal welfare. Wow, thank you. At I mean, at least doon naman natin na may ginagawa yung government natin para sa mga alaga natin. There.
Yes.
Next natin, Doc. It's about let's tackle naman yung mga nutrition and hydration support sa mga fur babies natin. What do you think is how does proper nutrition help strengthen pets' immune system during the seasonal change?
How does pet
Yes,
How does
yung pet nutrition help uplift yung immune system ng mga fur babies natin during the seasonal changes? Kahit tayong mga humans,
Oo.
nagkakaroon tayo ng sakit kapag may mga pabago-bagong mga weather, ganyan.
Yes.
And so kung tayo nagkakaganon, possible din na mangyari din sa mga fur babies natin. What do you think we can do to prevent that from happening para hindi magkaroon ng sakit yung mga fur babies natin at ma-boost yung immune system nila?
Siyempre, proper nutrition. Kasama dyan ang mga vitamins,
Yeah.
minerals, protein, carbohydrates,
Yeah.
water. syempre related to sa immune system. Once na may proper nutrition ang animals, lumalakas ang immune system. So, it prevents diseases
Yes.
talaga. So, ayun.
So, malaking factor talaga yung food. So,
Yes.
ibig sabihin, parang, if I'm going, on my understanding, kailangan natin bigyan yung mga fur babies natin ng sapat, complete and balanced nutrition.
Yes, balanced
with
nutrition.
fiber, with protein.
Correct.
Yes, and as well as if we're going to tackle about yung hydration, it's our responsibility as well to give them not just dry food, Doc, right? To also give para sa palatability and hydration, to give them wet food as well.
Yes. Lalo na ngayong summer season, electrolytes is very important.
Yes. Yes, Doc, let's just tackle that, Doc. Kasi marami rin pa rin, since we're talking about the nutrition, marami pa rin for parents ang takot sa salt. I mean, of course, salt, marami siyang connotation, especially the fur parents that they get online. Marami silang takot pag sinasabi nila, pag may salt yung food, ang tendency agad magkakaroon siya ng UTI, yung mga normal FLUTD, dahil nagkaroon siya ng dahil salty daw yung food, mga ganyan. Or, the common misconception that the fur parent get kapag sinasabing salt. Diba? Yun, Doc. Let's just tackle that, Doc.
Okay.
What are your perspective in that?
Depende naman yan sa dog food. Siyempre, better to check the source and yung salt content ng... Meron kasi mga several species talaga na sensitive sa salt. So, better talaga na you would ask your veterinarian about the dog food. Kung ano yung mga recommendation nila. Kasi alam nila yung mga formulation, nakikita nila yung mga salt content. Alam na mga vets din natin kung anong marirecommend nila na mga dog food at kung ano yung magandang brand. So, para at least to have opinion din.
Yep. Also, Doc, di ba, normally, kapag ka nagkakasakit yung mga dogs and cats, or even us, ang electrolyte na yung mga dextrose powder, normally, di ba, it composes of electrolyte, which is yung electrolyte is coming from the salt. Am I right, Doc?
Yes, oo. Yung mga electrolytes naman is for water retention. Siya naman talaga. Yes.
So, I mean, kasi yun yung normally na parang, I just wanna clarify that part lang, Doc. Kasi parang, marami kasing natatakot kapag sa salt. I mean, of course, we have to, that's right, yung sinabi ni Doc Pierce, we have to check our veterinarians para magkaroon sila ng proper recommendation kung ano yung tamang food or kung ano yung tamang brand na that they can recommend. With yung may proper dosage, or I mean, yung sakto enough for your fur baby. Especially tama naman yung mga hinaing na mga fur parents na salty. I mean, malaking chance yun kapag salty, kahit naman sa atin, kapag salty yung kinakain natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng kung ano-ano mga sakit.
Yes, correct.
Yun naman, that's very common. That's why it's very important that we go to our veterinarians so that they can make proper recommendations there. Also, yung sa salt, let's just not be afraid of it. Kasi parang mostly, I mean, lagi po namin sinasabi din to, Doc, ang salt is very important, especially kahit sa ating mga tao.
Yes. Kung lagi naman din may water available ang mga pets natin. Siyempre, mabilis ma-eliminate naman ang salt sa body. Mailalabas din yan. Basta, may water lang talaga. Proper hydration is key. Sabi nga ni Doc Rob, yun yung sinasabi din sa amin, since we talk more sa mga vets din namin, Doc, sinasabi talaga nila na hydration is really key. Yes, hydration, yes.
And then, ask your vets because they know. And then also, kapag yung mga brands like yung si Petmara, may mga nilalabas silang mga nag-release minsan ng parang recent lab test result na parang pinapakita doon na 0.2 sodium content. Those brand, look for the brand na merong sincerity and merong care to your fur baby, na merong parang may lakas ng loob na sabihin yon, and tie up with all the vets to correct the misinformation that they normally get online.
Minsan kasi may mga species talaga ng mga dogs and cats na very sensitive sa salt. So, better talaga ma-check ng veterinarians. Ano yung marerecommend nila na mga dog food.
Got it. Thank you, Doc. Now, we're about to wrap up. Oh my gosh.
Ang bilis naman.
Yes, in fairness, mabilis lang, Doc. Talaga, sobrang bilis lang din.
Oo.
Yes, let's talk, kasi Doc, this April, we're also celebrating so we're celebrating the World Veterinary Day. I think it's April 26. So it's really fitting to, coming from you, Doc, as well, na, of course, would also like to acknowledge yung passion nyo, yung love nyo towards our pets, and your dedication. So, let's tackle, Doc. First, sa'yo, Doc.
Okay.
What
sa akin.
inspired you na kunin yung, your profession now as a veterinarian? What really inspires you?
Siguro what inspires me the most is yung passion for the animals, yung love for the animals na gusto kong makatulong, hindi lang sa animals, but also to the community.
Yeah.
That inspired me the most na to support, to contribute sa animal industry. Kasi talagang ako, I committed myself talaga na if I become a veterinarian, tutulong talaga ako whether sa teaching or sa ibang industry na makatulong talaga to contribute for positivity overall.
Yeah.
And of course, inspiration ko din ang mother ko. Kasi ang mother ko, veterinarian din. So, I saw all her hard works and gusto ko talagang ituloy.
Yeah.
And syempre, hindi lang ang mother ko, madaming mga taong sa industry namin na nai-inspire ako sa mga advocacy nila
Mm-hmm.
and sa mga stewardship nila. So, talagang yung nagmo-motivate sa akin na to grow more, to increase my knowledge, para at least mas marami pang matulungan tayo sa community.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, Doc. Sa tingin mo, Doc, how can fur parents better support and appreciate kayong mga veterinarians?
Proper communication, syempre. And of course, respect on our expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Syempre, once you communicate properly naman, di ba? Then,
Yeah.
the respect will be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Kasi, minsan, ang challenge sa amin talaga mga veterinarians is, lalo na sa companion animal, hindi sinasabi lahat ng parents
That's
ng
true.
fair parents
Yeah.
So, how would we know ang history ng animal kung hindi lahat nasasabi? Paano namin mabibigay ang proper medication or
Mhm.
treatment kung hindi namin alam totally ang underlying cause or yung history talaga ng animal?
Yeah.
So, yun yung mga challenge talaga.
Ang ganda kanina nung sinabi mo na na respect.
Mm-mm.
Na of course, para ma-rule out yung history ng kung ano yung nangyari kay fur baby, kailangan i-disclose yung mga bagay-bagay.
So, kasi madami talaga.
As well as, Doc, yung mga parang feeling nila sila mismo yung vet, na
Oo.
parang mayroon ka ng decision. Sila pa yung, ay bakit ganito? Sabi kasi ng ibang mga vet na ganito, ganyan. Anong thought mo dun, Doc?
Yun yung napanood nila.
Yeah.
Pero syempre, upon physically checking up the animal, iba syempre ang makikitang kapag once na nandun sa veterinary clinic.
Yeah.
Iba yung makikita live ng veterinarian sa tinitignan mo sa online, sa YouTube.
Mhm.
So, yun. Talagang better talaga ma-check talaga madala ang
Yeah.
animal sa veterinary
Sa clinic.
clinic.
That's true.
Hindi ka pwedeng mag-rely sa online.
Online.
Oo.
Especially, ang daming pwedeng gumawa lang ng mga videos online And that's why we're really doing this kind of initiative, Doc, na partner with you, with all the veterinarians. We do this live. We do everyday live with veterinarians na may mga for parents get meron sila mga questions and then sinasagot doon yung mga questions sila. So we fight misinformations that the for parent that really get online. That's why may mga initiatives tayo na ganito eh.
Mm-mm.
Yung dalawang better communication.
Hmm?
Yung better communication.
Ano better communication?
Yung sinabi niyo,
Mm.
Oo.
yung iba kasi diba, kaya para makatipid kung ano lang yung sakit niya, ngayon lang sinasabi.
Oo.
Yes,
Ay, that's
oo.
true.
Madaming underlying factor
Oo.
talaga.
Hindi nila talaga dinidisclose, no? Tama. Actually, ang ganda nung sinabi mo yung sa may better communication. Last question, Doc. What is your message to all the fur parents who's listening right now?
Okay, sige. May kukuhain lang akong kodigo.
Sige, Doc.
Ito kasi yung magandang message na gusto kong mabigay sa fur parents natin. Prevention is love and preparation is protection. Loving your pet means protecting them. Through prevention, preparation, and compassion. Every responsible choice you make today ensures a healthier tomorrow for your fur family.
Wow. Solid.
Hindi
Code
ko
and
makabisado eh. Kaya binasa
So,
ko
kabisa
na.
din, loving your fur babies is a loving your fur babies is a protection.
Yes.
And
Preparation is protection.
preparation is protection. Wow. Okay. That's a noted. I love that. So, gagamitin natin. Tapos, ginamit din ni Doc yung responsible choices. So, I really love that.
May mga
no?
nakuha ba?
Yeah,
Na,
Doc.
may mga keywords?
Yeah, ginagrasp ko lang din yung mga sinabi mo kasi parang even though you said it, I mean, binasa mo siya, Doc. Ang daming ng mga parang recall sa akin.
Powerful message.
Yeah, naman. It's really a
Sana.
powerful message. Yun, Doc. I'd really like to thank you, Doc, for giving us this time for discussing yung mga possible na mga mangyari kay fur baby and how can we better protect our fur baby especially ngayong summer season.
Yes.
And marami kami natutunan, especially for
Thank
sure.
you.
Marami rin yung mga natutunan yung mga fur parents natin who's listening right now. Even kami dito sa studio, marami kami natutunan, Doc. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat din sa pag-invite sa akin and sana talaga may nakuha ko yung insight and input galing sa akin.
Definitely, Doc, definitely. And of course, marami tayong mga questions pa na mga nag-pop up sa mga fur parents na nakikinig ngayon. Maybe may mga follow-through questions kayo. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages at Petmara. Also, meron kaming community page at Petmara Family. Follow us on that para may mga vets kami doon na mga ready anytime na sagutin
Yes.
yung mga follow-through questions mo from listening to this podcast. Or if ever meron kang mga topics or mga story suggestions that you want us to tackle the next time, feel free to comment that in the comment section and we'll be gladly to do that for you, for parents. And that's it for now. Thank you and see you on our next podcast episode. Bye!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you din. Thank you din.
Petmara Podcast.